Hi, Steve Umbrand here with Brian. We're down here at Chipman's Pond in Lower Delaware. Trap Pond's water was so low we couldn't get in. That's really where we really wanted to go, so I had to really change tactics up. Brian just caught 2 like that. I caught 3 like that. We're not filming those fish, that's too small. We're going around real fast, hitting everything with reaction baits. That black and blue chatterbait that Brian's throwing, I'm throwing a buzz bait, assassinator buzz bait. Big wake bait, crankbait. So we're just going around covering water with that, and then if that doesn't work, we're going to go back and slow down in some of the deeper areas on the edges of the pads in the wood down by the dam. So we'll see what happens. Some more on the chatterbait. They're all over the place this size. We've got to locate bigger fish. We're catching a ton of fish like this, just taking the chatterbait and the buzzbait out and working it across the shallows and the grass flats, but we got to find us some bigger fish.
Yeah, just using a lot of really erratic movements trying to get reaction strikes.
Down here at Chipman's Pond.
Assassinator buzzbait in my yellow perch from chartreuse. Catching tons and tons of bass like this and a little bit bigger, but still haven't found any big ones yet. We're still working the fast moving baits, and we're gonna slow down and go with like little soft peg plastics and little jigs and Senkos and see what that does. See.
Doubles.
Doubles are always fun.
They're just not big enough.
Nope, they're sitting really, really close to the shore on this side. Maybe a little more bait fish activity around here than back where we were before.
Well, we're catching tons of fish like this. They're not big enough. We switched over to the Senko. I'm using a Wacky Rig, Gamakatsu weedless Wacky Rig hook. It's a 5-inch watermelon red flake Senko. We're just catching tons of bass, but they're just not the right size. We'll keep trying this with the soft plastic, maybe switch up colors and sizes again. And if that doesn't work, I'll go to a real small jig. I'm using Sunline fluorocarbon, so they can't see. It's much clearer here, and Brian has the eye rod with the Sunline fluorocarbon on it. So we'll keep at it, see what happens. We'll see you guys.
A little bit better when we're weeding through the small ones, slowly but surely, until we a little fat bass. At least it's a little better. Weeding through them on the weedless Wacky Rig hooks and the Senkos.
We're throwing these Wacky Rig, just caught another little one. Wacky Rig with the watermelon red flag. Still pulling out dinks over and over, fishing for something bigger.
Yeah, right on the edge of the pads in about 4 feet of water.
Yep, they're getting it on, bringing it up, dropping it real slow, twitching it a little, and they're usually hitting it on
of course. Tons of these. This is a small one. There's pickerel in here that are 4, 5, 6 pounds, even more, even maybe a state record. But I was catching some yesterday at Millsboro that were 2 and 3 times this big up in the shallow water on that buzzbait. Mine's a little smaller than his, but doubling again. We're weeding through them, getting a little bit chunkier fish. Same thing, real Senkos, Gamakatsu weedless Wacky Rig hooks, number 1s and number 2s. I-Rod Air, I-Rod spinning rods, Genesis 2, Sunline braid, and Sunline fluorocarbon. Same thing.
Seems like they're starting to hit a little more, starting to see a little bit more bigger ones. Not necessarily too big, but since the sun's starting to come out a little bit.
Now, if you guys don't know Brian, that's Brian Colby. He's our site administrator for the forums, and he's also your technical guy to go to. So if you have a problem with their pictures, or you need your video to appear in the forum, something like that, you got a problem, you don't know how to upload a profile picture, talk to Brian, he'll help you out. You just find Brian right on the site, right in there, he's all over.
Don't hesitate to ask me anything. Any question is not a dumb question if you need help.
There you go. A little better. They're not giants, but you could win a tournament. That one's got some weight to it. See how chunky it is? It's legal. That's why they win these tournaments. They have 5 feet. Weed through these all day long, and then pick up one that's maybe 2.5 or 3. You add that in, you got 5 fish that weigh 8 to 10 pounds. You win the local tournaments. That's what they win them on here. Wacky Rig Senkos, little soft plastic. Yeah, not a giant, but again, a better fish.
Weeding through them. This is definitely, we're working our way up from little fish as big as the bait this morning.
Yeah, there you go. There's a chatterbait. Z-Man original. This is on Sunline FX2 braid. I made it to look like a golden shiner, kind of. Not big. Still catching them. Catching tons of fish. Probably caught 20 fish. Yeah.
Definitely getting better.
Let's say they're not giant, but they're bigger. So that's what's worth saying. We're weeding through the small ones one at a time.
No. black with a blue fleck 3-inch Senko, ripping it through the trees. As soon as I ripped it through the trees, he hit it as soon as it dropped.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I told you there's a whole bunch of them in there. The wind's blowing the photoplankton and the bait fisher must be pushed up against this shore.
Good.
They're just everywhere. These aren't big, but hopefully we'll get into a big one. We're catching one after another. We're catching them on the Chatterbait. Z-Man Original, Sunline.
A little bit better.
Nailing them. Well, looky here, looky here. Nothing new. Chain pickerel everywhere, man. Some medium, some small, some giant ones. Well, we're going to get out of here. We're using these little Wacky Rig hooks. That's what we're using. I think I've showed you them before. Gamakatsu Wacky Rig hook on Sunline fluorocarbon. So anyway, we're going to call it a day. It's 2:30. Brian run back home to Maryland, and I'm going to get back home and get everything battened down. We've got a storm coming in, major hurricane coming through on Sunday, and I'm going to have to get everything ready just in case we have to evacuate. Sometimes we do actually have to evacuate where I am, so we're going to go batten down the hatches and see what happens by Sunday, and we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to check out our free baits offer. Just click on free baits offer in the forums. You get free baits with all your tackle warehouse orders. Steve Von Brandt and Brian Colby down here in Lower Delaware. We'll see you down the water.